Hello everyone and welcome back to HardcoreFluff Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video we're gonna be trying some new type of content. It's something I've never made in the history of my channel before. I'm gonna be making a review on a video by a channel named KosmoXCloudz, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna leave the link to their channel and the video in my description if you guys want to support them, if you guys want to leave a comment or just watch the video. I don't know, whatever you guys wanna. Just don't harass the creator, please. That's no good. Yeah. So we are gonna be talking about their review of Gameoverse, a new pilot that was made by Glitch Studios, and well, I'm curious what they have to say about this, and it's a video called "The Plot of Gameoverse is Meaningless." Well, let's just take a look at it, and I'll try to voice my own opinion. I won't try talk too much, but yeah, I mean I will talk a lot because it's a review. It's not just me sitting here and watching the video, but whatever. Let's just jump straight in.
Well, it's been a long time since I've done this. I don't know the last time I did this, especially for a different show that wasn't Murder Drones. I might do this for the other glitch shows that came out, but I didn't really discuss my thoughts on it whatsoever. So with that being said, Gameoverse, the new indie.
Gameoverse? Wait, is it actually pronounced Gameoverse? Gameoverse. Dude, if it's actually pronounced like that, I'm gonna be so surprised. I always thought it's Gameoverse, like game over, like game over, game overs. I don't know, whatever.
Glitch series
and yeah, also about Gameoverse being an indie thing, it's debatable. Like, a lot of people say that it's not indie because Glitch has been sponsored and funded by outside sources, like the Australian government ones, and I don't remember the exact name of the pilot they created. It's like something runner. I don't exactly remember, but Glitch has had some moments of being funded by other outside sources, so yeah, let's not talk too much about that.
Pilot that was originally created by, I apologize if I butcher their name, Robert Ross, who had created the concept 13 years ago. Yeah, I'm just gonna be saying what I liked and what I didn't like, but first I'm gonna have to review it if you have not seen it for whatever reason. So yeah, here's a mini review of what happens in the first episode. It starts off with a battle between the main character named Kit and her backpack companion Caboodle as they fight off the enemy of their video game. But then as soon as she defeats the enemy, her world starts collapsing and she is saved by this Sephiroth looking guy who we don't know anything about currently.
I actually really like this part. I think the introduction is great in terms of actually hooking the audience. They start with enough action and enough world building, and I really liked this whole thing with this. I'm not sure if he's gonna be the antagonist in the future, but this character actually intrigues me a lot, and I hope to see more about them. Maybe they're the one behind this whole Gameoverse thing, and the reason why this is all happening or whatever, but it's just theories for now. We don't really have much info. But I think they actually did a good job at intriguing the audience with this guy.
And then it time skips to later, eventually, I guess. And they have a new recruit on their little spaceship that has also been through the same fate, and we got to see that in the trailer for Gameoverse. Our heroes are sent on a recon mission by Dusk, who I can only assume is the Sephiroth-looking guy who is the leader of their organization called the Farcade, to check out the planet and figure out who the protagonist is and the main enemy. And basically, their whole job or goal is to enter game worlds and stop them from being able to defeat the enemy, because that means game over and then their world will collapse once they finish the game, I guess. But then there are these enemies called...
About this thing, it's still confusing to me because I'm not really sure if that's exactly their goal. Here's the thing. In the first moments of Gameoverse, we are shown that they're fighting the big bad, this huge villain or whatever, without any hesitation, without any like thoughts in mind. They just fight him, they defeat him, they're happy like that, and then the whole thing collapses. Like, if that's the case, they're horrible at their job, aren't they? Like, supposed to prevent this from happening? They're doing the very thing that they shouldn't be doing, which, like, it kind of confuses me. Did the writers actually forget for a moment, or is it just me being a dumbass? I don't know. If you guys have any idea, correct me in the comments. This is like the one part I found pretty confusing.
The syntax or something. Yeah, they full on support, oh yeah, let's help the main character destroy the enemy and let their world die. Keep in mind, I've only watched this once, and I'm recording this like 40 minutes after I watched it. And so they're trying to get on this new planet, this new game world, and are attacked by the syntax, but they end up crash landing on the planet anyway. But Kit is separated from Caboodle, and because Caboodle is the last thing left of her game world, she's very attached to him. And so now they're traveling through this underwater sea game with a dolphin who's super strong, and he sounds like Mickey Mouse. Kit gets reminded of her past trauma like every other character. Meanwhile, Caboodle is trying to help the final boss, Snapper, defeat Flapper, the super dolphin protagonist. We got two people from the syntax trying...
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This dolphin, this Flapper dolphin annoys me so much. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't. His voice acting, his whole, like, quirky little... I'm a quirky little dolphin. I'm a traveler. I'm traveling across the sea. I'm so quirky. Like, it just annoys me so fucking much. I don't know. I genuinely can't stand it. I cannot stand it. I couldn't stand this guy when I was watching the pilot. I just don't know. Like, he's just so loud and obnoxious.
To manipulate Flappers. At some point, Kit just ends up telling Flappers flat out that their world is gonna die if Flappers defeats the main boss, and then the entire world freezes, and they're like, well, you weren't supposed to do that. But everything ends up being fine, and Flappers ends up defeating the big boss.
Yeah, that's another part. I kinda... like, they created so much tension in that scene where they were basically almost found by these whatever. Like, they told the... like, the thing is, I assume that you're not supposed to tell... you're not supposed to tell the NPCs in whatever Gameoverse you're in, whatever world, or whatever you want to call it. And if you do, then this like whole protocol kind of activates, and like, something bad is gonna happen. But like, nothing really happened after they did that. Like, I would expect more consequences from, you know, doing something so like such a taboo thing. And in the end, they just... nobody got hurt, nobody got sent flying, nothing happened. It's kind of weird. I just don't really know what the purpose of that part was. It felt kind of underwhelming, I'm gonna be honest with you. Whatever though.
Anyway, and everything they just worked for got obliterated, but they got to save Flappers in the process, and it reveals at the end that once the syntax has collected enough of the planet's obliteratedness, they can apparently bring back what they've lost. And at the end, it also reveals that Kit's old enemy from her old video game is also partnered with them. And that's pretty much where it ends. So first, we're going to talk about the Cosmos, the good parts that shine the most compared to everything else. The plot was definitely something I wasn't expecting. I mean, I know I saw the trailer, but I don't really remember the trailer all that well, especially since it's the reverse of what we're used to, because typically it's, you know, defeat the bad guy and you win and happily ever after. But no, if you defeat it, then it's game over, apparently, even though you would think it would be if they die, then it's game over. But
yeah, about the plot, I actually really like the plot. I think it's a very nice concept and it can be explored a lot. I really hope to see new episodes in the future, in the near future at least. I hopefully in like a couple years, you know, but yeah, because the concept is so good. There's so much you can actually do to work with it. Like, there are so many different paths you can take as in terms of writing, in terms of characters, and in terms of like development. It's just like world building as well. I apologize, but yeah, like, I really like the plot. it's actually something interesting and something I'm personally intrigued in.
If I had to pick a favorite character, I mean, I guess Fold was kind of cool. He was like paper and he could like turn into anything. And then there's Caboodle. I didn't really like Caboodle. I know he was voiced by Schlatt. I didn't even realize he was a backpack until later on. Oh wait, is this just Dora the Explorer? We got the girl with a bob cut. We got some paper that can turn into whatever we want, and then we got the backpack. Oh my gosh. I really like the dinosaur.
I just realized that, hold on. Wait, that actually changes a lot. Now that I think about it. Basically, Dora the Explorer for the Twitter audience. I don't know.
Character, I forgot his name.
I'm sorry.
It's so fun, I haven't played it yet. I think his name was Gooby. I apologize for the rest of the video. I call Gobbles Gooby. I don't know where I got Gooby from.
They all hated me.
So for the rest of the video, whenever I say Gooby, I'm just gonna play an audio of me saying Gobbles whenever I say it wrong. At first I didn't really like
I actually think it's really nice that they actually cared enough to replace the audio. Like, if it was me, if it was my lazy ass, I would have just kept it in. I would have just kept it in. I would have like probably squished in some white ass text about, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of this character or whatever, and just let it play. So yeah, props for that.
because he just felt like they were treating him like a toddler, but he kind of grew as the episode went on, and I kind of liked that about him. So yeah, I would probably say Gobbles is my favorite character. He gives off he was forced to eat cement when he was 6. Although I do hope he doesn't end up being another N where everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's so adorable, so innocent, oh blah 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 blah, and ends up being the fan favorite to the point where he's dislikable. So
Okay, my thoughts on Gobbles is, personally, I like the direction that they're going with this character, but I think that developing this character so much in just the pilot episode is a bit too early. I feel like his character arc is a bit too rushed. Personally, I think they should have given us hints as to where they're gonna develop this character and how he's gonna grow from like being this childish little dinosaur to someone actually responsible and someone who can help the main characters do their work, do their job. I just feel like they squished in so much character development, which is better than no character development at all. And I'm looking at Vivziepop right now. I'm looking at Hasbin Hotel, I'm looking at Hell of a Boss, I'm looking at all that, and I'm saying it's better than none. It's definitely better than none. but I still think they rushed things, and yeah, they should have just kind of toned it down a little bit on the character development. It's a bit too early for a pilot episode, but yeah, whatever.
hopefully he does not get characterized as that. I think Gobble's design actually could have been a little better because it's a bit simplistic. He kind of reminds me of Spike from My Little Pony. I mean, I guess Kit kind of reminds me of Twilight Sparkle as well. I don't really know why, she just does. There wasn't really much to Flappers, but then again, I feel like every character in the show is kind of like that because they were once from a video game world and they're just naive.
Well, to be fair, in the pilot episode, not every single character really has to be something big or something like, I don't know, valuable. Something that's like really, really well written or whatever. Like, well, of course there's gonna be characters that are just, yeah. Like, what I press? Hold on. Yeah, basically characters without much depth, and that's fine. That's just the pilot episode. I'm sure they're gonna develop the ones that are necessary, and the future episodes if they're gonna release the episodes. But yeah, I just think it's not really that big of a deal.
It's from a video game world and they're just naive and they think they gotta defeat the big bad guy, and then oh, the world's ending. So I guess I can't really blame Flappers for that. Also, I'm pretty sure Kit's design is based off of Mega Man, or at least she has the Mega Buster, so W points for that. The animation is pretty good for what it is, especially for indie animation. Although at times it can be a bit like stiff, but I think the art style is still pretty unique, although it's not my favorite art style in the world. The bright colors do make it seem, again, like a kid show, like Digital Circus, and then people have to remind them it's not a kid show because we got swearing in this show. Admittedly, I did kind of think the misinformation joke was funny, like the fact that her name is actually misinformation. Oh yeah, I like the boss guy. The not Snapper.
What you say?
Okay. I mean, come on, Snapper wasn't that bad. Yes, I think the whole like bit with the "who dares enter my lair" or whatever, that was funny. I think it was a very silly little moment. Come on, just put some respect on Snapper's name.
That guy, whoever I'm showing on the screen, I don't know his name. Warwick, is that his name? Probably.
Warwick. Just as scary as a job, dude. Exactly how you would expect a personification of job to look like. But I mean, this guy, I have some complaints about this guy. Maybe I'll tell them a bit later. I just want to hear what they think of them first.
I kind of liked him because like he was bad, but like he just kept accidentally killing people. I like how they couldn't tell the characters of the world that if they killed the main enemy, that their world was gonna get exploded. It felt a lot like ReZero.
Okay, basically about the boss guy. He's intriguing, he's not bad, but I just feel like there's too much of a contrast between the first scene that he's in and the second scene, because in the first scene he's supposed to be like this comic relief type of villain. Like he's like comically evil, he's like just breaking and like killing everything, he's like accidentally doing all this nonsense, and he's like being loud and just obnoxious, whatever. And in the second scene, he's kind of he's this big threat, this big, serious, whatever, like threatening villain who you're supposed to be afraid of, and who's like gonna, I don't know, just do bad things, whatever. I think the transition was a bit too wonky. I think it's too sudden. It's too much of a tonal shift when it comes to a character that first seemed like just some funny, comically evil character, to this almost endgame threatening villain type of vibe. I don't know, I felt like it's a bit too forced, and they try to develop characters in the pilot episode, and it just comes off as a bit too rushed, and just a bit too inconsistent. Yeah, that's just my thoughts, but I think overall he's fine. He's an interesting character. I'd like to see more of him.
Because I'm pretty sure in ReZero, from the episodes I did watch, I did not watch the full thing. Whenever he tried to tell someone that he could come back to life whenever he died, but at a random checkpoint in the past, he would basically choke out and have a heart attack, and then he would go back to his checkpoint. And so it was essentially the same thing, except the game world would shut down, and then there would be these like people trying to capture them. I don't know, it was weird. I thought this scene right here with Flappers,
yeah, I just think the entire like, you're not supposed to tell this thing, I just wish it was more threatening. I wish it had more consequences than just a 10-second cutscene, like lasers coming from the sky. It's just a bit weird, I don't know, it's so underwhelming. It's actually so underwhelming. I don't know.
And Kit, as they watch his planet get demolished, I thought that was like, it just looked cool visually. It could be a wallpaper for people who are head over heels for Gameoverse, which is not me, but I think it was a cool frame. Okay, we're gonna get into the clouds now, which is the bad parts that block the good parts. Like I said, they didn't really properly They didn't properly explain what the Gameoverse was, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. Schlatt's mic was very different compared to the other professional voice actors' mic.
Okay, so about like the Gameoverse, like they didn't explain what it was. I don't really see much of an issue here. Like I don't really get the complaint here. Like they didn't explain what the Gameoverse was. I think it's pretty evident. It's like this collection of worlds that have their own main character and have their villain fight against each other. Isn't that the Gameoverse? I think it should be pretty obvious, unless I'm wrong and like in reality it's something completely different, which I doubt it is, but I think it's not too hard to figure that out.
I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just nitpicking, sorry. It was just kind of, it was very noticeable.
I didn't notice the mic thing, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't notice the mic problems.
What I would say. I think the other robot girl, I forget her name, the nemesis of Kit, I think she had like a robot filter over her voice, so I'm wondering why Caboodle didn't have a robot filter over his voice. The humor often fell flat, other than the misinformation thing. It wasn't really funny, but I mean, it wasn't bad.
I had some funny moments with the Gameoverse. Sure, there were a couple corny moments. I like, it's Glitch, come on, there's bound to be some like corny jokes, but overall I think it's funnier than like, I don't know, it's funnier than some other Glitch products they made, like, than other, not trailers, I keep forgetting, pilots, yeah. I had a good time with the jokes, I don't know.
Either. They also decided to add swearing, which I didn't really think swearing was needed, although I'm saying this as a Christian. I do appreciate how the swearing isn't too extensive like
I'm looking at you again, Hello Boston Has Been Hotel. Vivian Medrano, watch and learn. Watch and learn, Vivian Medrano, please. Jesus Christ, it's not that hard to not swear every 5 seconds in a goddamn episode.
Level, and it's kind of mild. I feel like they
She just mentioned the same thing. Awesome.
D-head way too many times. Like, they could have just said it once, but they used it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, you're like trying to seem edgy and adult, but you're not. Kit's trauma felt like a Mr. Beast video every time it would flash back to her trauma, and it felt like they kept like trying to show you, oh, look, internet, look, she has trauma, but like they overdid it way too much. Every like 5 minutes she would get trauma. I'm like, and every time she would, I would just be like dying inside. I'm like, you do not have to emphasis on this so much. Like, it makes...
I personally did not have an issue with this. I think the entire Kids trauma thing, sure, maybe it's a bit over the top in terms of like, demonstration and stuff, but it's a good way of actually establishing completely establishing what this character is, like what there is to Kid as the MC. I assume she's the MC, but I don't know, I just think it's good. I honestly liked all these little flashback episodes and like all these little like glitching out textures that show the previous the characters that she killed. I mean, this is the overall theme of the entire Gameoverse, which I like. This is the theme of the character, the core of Kit as a character, which, I mean, I assume it is, once again, because it's just a pilot, and I can't say too much. I can't just make an entire analysis of where and how the characters are gonna develop. But it very obviously is something that deeply relates to Kit as the MC, and it's gonna be a conflict throughout the series if they actually release new episodes. And I think the way they established it is pretty good. I don't think they really overdid it. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice, actually.
Her character seemed like she's like caring and trauma. That's her whole character. Trauma. You know, it would have been...
It is kind of a cliche, though. I admit it. It is a cliche in the animation industry where, like, the character is, really kind, really like, oh my god, I'm sunshine and rainbows, but in reality I'm actually a traumatized little thing that, like, has mental issues, and, like, I'm so, like, sick in the head. Yeah, it is an obvious cliche that has happened a lot of times. Like, Pomni is, like, a great example of a similar character. Like, Pomni is just like that. Literally. And she's, like, the most famous glitch character. But yeah, it is a cliche, but I think it really depends on how you execute this idea, so I don't know.
Funny if her nemesis was like a cucumber or water or something. That would have been kind of funny. Anyways, also in this episode, I really feel, I know that they were trying to, like, I guess they're trying to do something with it, with the show, like maybe Kit's outfit will constantly change, but at the same time, then how are we ever gonna see her in her normal outfit if her outfit keeps changing? Like in Digital Circus, they only had like an outfit change once, and that was in the beach episode. But
whenever they travel through space, like for example, the moment when they're the moment where they are like at the beginning of the episode, they were flying in this like spaceship thing, and I think it would be a good idea that whenever they are in the spaceship, their outfit switches to their normal one, and whenever they reach a game world, their outfit actually changes according to that game world's theme. I think that's a good idea. I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it would be actually a lot more unique than if they had the same outfit every single time, obviously.
from what I saw in the outro of Gameoverse, I think they're gonna be doing the outfit changing a lot, and I don't think the outfit changing is necessary because her character should just be iconic as it is.
I disagree with that. I think that the outfit changing thing is going to be a very distinguished feature of Gameoverse as a series if they release the new episodes. I'm gonna keep repeating this because I really want new episodes, and I really hope Glitch just doesn't forget about them like all the other trailers and teasers and pilots they had. But yeah, I think the outfit changing mechanic is honestly good. I think this is exactly what makes it different from all the other shows. I have no problem with that. In fact, I'm in support of them changing the outfits. It adds just so much character, so much more uniqueness to the show. Like, I don't get why you would get rid of that. It's just like come on, it makes things so much better, so much more interesting.
I don't think the outfit changing is necessary, especially since the first episode was pretty much beach episode. Oh no, the furries are going crazy. Kit, I know you have trauma, but you're about to get more when you see the... But the thing is, they had her outfit change, and then they had Misinformation's outfit change as well. Like, I get Kit doing that, but why her too? Or is she... that's like her foil character? I don't know. It just didn't feel necessary, especially because it was a swimsuit. They also expect you to have seen the Gameoverse trailer to know Gobble's backstory. Although I don't really think his backstory is really necessary anyway, because you can just...
I personally think that, yeah, if someone who hasn't watched the trailer is gonna look at, like, the beginning of the episode, they're gonna be confused as to, like, who is this Gobbles guy? Who is this, like, what is his story? Why did he get on the ship? But I don't think it's necessary to really know the backstory, like she's about to say here. I don't think it's something that really matters all too much in the grand scheme of things, because, like, it is normal to start off at different points of the story whenever you're making, like, a series. I think as long as they actually develop him, as long as they actually try to, like, explain things in the further episodes, it doesn't really matter if the person hasn't seen the trailer. I think it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but I get why someone would be confused after, you know, not seeing the trailer. Like, where's this guy? Why is he here?
Assume that it's the same thing that happened to Kit. I don't really understand why the world ends after they complete the game. Like, I guess cause surely they would just retry the boss battle, because that's how games work. Even if you did stop the protagonist of the video game from killing the big boss, after you leave the world, they're just gonna replay the level, and then the world's just gonna obliterate anyway. So I don't get what's the point in trying to stop it. I mean, I know they're literally, like, eating the planets after they're destroyed, but to be honest, I feel like the villain's goal is more valid.
Well, you see, that's something I really want to figure out too, because I think it's a downside of Gameoverse is the fact that the MC's motivation, like the motivation of the main cast here, is to prevent a world from collapsing, but there is no way to actually prevent it from happening. Like, there is no actual definitive way to actually stop it from, like, you know, from occurring. It's like, you can't. You might delay it, you might be able to delay it, but you can't prevent it. And which makes me wonder, what is the point? What is the point of this, like, of their boss sending them to different planets if there is no way to prevent the collapse from happening? Is it, like, just delay time for, like, a much more bigger plan that they're preparing, or like it just doesn't really feel right. It feels like they're just like there is no point in whatever the MCs are doing. Like there isn't really a clear motivation. There is no actual goal to what they're doing. I don't know. It's something I found very confusing too, and I agree with this point. I just think it's kind of it's kind of dumb. I'm gonna be honest here, but
I guess it's like sacrifice one for the other. Does it mean their game no longer can be completed once they bring their world back or not? Mainly the hero's goal feels meaningless compared to the villains. Like I can root more for the villains than our own heroes because realistically the character could just restart the level and then defeat the bad guy. So I still love the designs of the good guys. I hope we get to see more of Dusk.
it would have been a lot better if the way they did this is that they were trying to, like, their goal wasn't to actually. Now I need to explain this well enough. I wish they made it so that the MC's goal wasn't to prevent it from happening, but rather figure out a way. Just figure out a different way to prevent it from happening. So instead of just like not letting the hero reach the villain, instead they were trying to like travel around the world to just like find out some information, like find some little clues scattered around, like as to how they could potentially stop this whole thing from happening, instead of just like going for this, oh no, don't do it, the world is gonna collapse, this whole thing, because it feels pointless. Like the more you delay it, like you're just delaying the inevitable. So it would have been better if their motivation was to actually find a different way to combat this, a different way to prevent the collapse from happening. And it would have been a lot more interesting, and it would have made the viewer root with with Kit and all her other sidekicks a lot more. I agree with this point. I think it's pretty self-explanatory that the MCs just don't have a clear goal. They just don't have this, end game thing, endpoint thing that they're chasing. Like they're just chasing nothing, and that's kind of a downside of the whole pilot.
Whoever Lulu, I think whoever Lulu is, because she's on the cover, so yeah, I don't know. We shall see. They just play the game, and once they complete it, oh, they're dead. Like why? Like, I guess the point of the show is that the world is unfair, or the universe, I should say, the Gameoverse. It's just, I'm still interested to see what happens, because I have no idea how they're gonna do it, but everything in the show feels meaningless. Like this one comment that was under the Gameoverse trailer, which is, if all these characters come from different worlds, then how many other worlds were destroyed before it even started? And so that's why it feels meaningless. Like, why did it take it so long for this to happen? And I don't get what they would gain from stopping them from defeating the big boss if the character could just replay the game. I feel like it's just a part of how their universe functions. So I'm really just confused on what like this show is trying to tell us, like what the moral is even going to be, whether it's going to be like found family, but like even so, the whole Gameoverse and the game worlds doesn't really make sense to me, but I hope that future episodes can further explain this. I also feel like the show really just reminded me of like Mega Man Fully Charged or Lilo and Stitch the series, where every episode it would just be like, I'm so sorry, I should have listened to you. I hope it's not like that every episode, because I'm gonna crash out. So overall, it's not a bad...
Yeah, it's kind of something that I also disliked about The Amazing Digital Circus, is that all the episodes before episode 7, I think, is where they like had this whole revelation, like started actually building a plan as to how they could potentially save themselves from the circus. It was just the same thing over and over and over and over again. They just like constant new levels, new like adventures. They're like repeating the same thing. Like they're basically just trapped in this thing, in this like endless circus that they have no way of escaping. They're doomed, they're sad, they're hopeless. Just for 7 episodes straight, the entire thing is just like the same thing over and over again. And like, I really hope the same thing is not gonna happen to Gameoverse, because I expect some some like revelations, and some like new plot lines and new maybe new ways of developing this story instead of just doing the same thing over and over again, because then it's just gonna get stale and people are not gonna be as interested anymore. I really hope they start basically developing it earlier than The Amazing Digital Circus did. So I kind of agree with this point too. It's just gonna get tiring very, very quickly.
Bad pilot, it's not the most outstanding thing either. I don't know what's gonna happen from here on out in the plot, because if the show is just gonna be them planet hopping between different game worlds and whether or not they save it or not, and maybe they see what happens once they do save a world, like I don't know how the show's really gonna advance or what they're really gonna do. So like I don't know, maybe there's a way that they can bring back their world. I don't know. Overall, I keep saying the word overall and it just keeps reminding me of that one clip that Vanity Moth and my brother keep sending me. Overall, I love the episode. It just took me a few hours. So yeah, overall, it is an okay pilot. I wasn't expecting much. I was expecting it to be mid when I watched it. It's slightly better than...
Honestly, same. I didn't have too high of expectations when I first came to watch the pilot, but I mean, I think it's just because of how much things I've seen on Twitter about like Kit and about like how people were just going crazy about her in a swimsuit or whatever. Like, I just thought at first that it was gonna be another, you know, boon bait fan service thing, but turns out it was actually pretty good. I actually liked the pilot, so hey, I guess you gotta watch things before criticizing them first. Wow, what a shocker, who would have thought?
And mid, a 6 out of 10. I don't know, I haven't seen the rest of the show, so I can't fully judge. Now, for the merch, all I have to really say is that, I mean, I'm not a fan of the Kit plush. I think the Animinies are probably the best looking Animinies they've ever made so far, alongside Midnight Mischief. The pins are absolute genius, but not because of simply the pins, but because the cardboard piece on the back is a game cartridge, and I absolutely love that idea. If I was the merch manager, I would have never thought of that. So props to whoever had that idea, because that was absolutely genius. It looks amazing. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to really say about the merch. I just thought I'd mention it because I'm known as the merch person. Anyways, that is my hodgepodge of my Gameoverse review. Let me know if you want me to review the other glitch.
Alright, I assume this is the end, so basically I'm just gonna summarize my own thoughts. I think a lot of what she's saying here is, honestly, yeah, some of the takes are kinda I disagree with them, but I think the second half of the video is actually what I agree the most with, because this pilot does have some questions, does leave me with some questions that I'm like, that I really wish they answered, but we are probably not gonna get any answers until the episodes are gonna get released, which is probably gonna be like in a couple years. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have high hopes for the release dates, but yeah, I think it's a good pilot. I think it's a very decent pilot that does a good job at intriguing the viewer, and overall I would give it like a 7 out of 10. The concept is great, the characters are interesting, the plot is intriguing, but there are some flaws, like in terms of writing, and like just the world building is kinda it's kinda weird sometimes. Just like she said, some of the core themes of the Gameoverse are just kind of lacking the logical part, and yeah, I think it does need a couple improvements, but overall, yeah, I think I agree with most of the things she said here. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure to leave a like, subscribe, or dislike, I don't really care, like whatever you think of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna leave the links to their channel and the video in the description. Yeah, I'll see you later, and peace out.